So I get it now. The twist is 47 Meters Down was originally a Disney animated production, and that's why Mandy Moore kept her Disney character persona. Yeah, that's it. "47 Meters Down" stars Mandy Moore, Claire Holt, and is directed by Johannes Roberts. What's up, guys? We have a new shark movie. Didn't we have a shark movie last year? Yeah, The Shallows. But we got a new shark movie. But before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Hayden Lee Pisani because he asked me to give him a shout out. So there you go, Hayden. But 47 Meters Down's kind of had a troubled production. It started out as 47 Meters Down, then it became In the Deep, and it was going to be a VOD production. Then another company bought it back, and they kept the name 47 Meters Down, so we got this theatrical release. But in 47 Meters Down, Mandy Moore plays Lisa, and her sister, Kate, played by Claire Holt, they are in Mexico. And the reason they're in Mexico is because Lisa's husband just asked her for a divorce because she is boring. Yep, she's boring. And so Lisa's sister, Kate, of course she's a good sister, she wants to cheer her up, so they go out partying, and eventually they decide to go scuba diving with these two guys. And really, that's the plot in a nutshell. They go scuba diving, and then their cage has a malfunction, and it plummets below 47 meters down into the ocean. And I gotta say, I was actually looking forward to this because I do love good shark movies. Do I have to mention Jaws? And I think if you go into a shark movie wanting it to be as good as Jaws, you're gonna be sadly disappointed. The Shallows was fantastic. Still, nowhere near the level of Jaws. Jaws was a perfect storm. But what's interesting about 47 Meters Down is it is a different take on the premise. In most shark movies, our main characters are above water. In this movie, they're actually deep below water. So most of the movie takes place underwater. So it turns into more of an isolated environment movie than it normally would if the characters were above water. And they do take advantage of that. There are some intense moments in this film. And I gotta give credit to director Johannes Roberts, who co-wrote this thing and directed it. He actually does a fine job of directing and creating the tension. You completely buy that the characters are underwater. Everything does feel real. The sharks even look real. But really, that's about it. The big problem with this movie is really throwaway characters. But let's jump right into the big character that ruins this movie for me is Mandy Moore. I don't have a problem with her acting. The movie Saved, she's actually really good in that. But she does have this kind of bubbly style of acting, which we see in a lot of Disney movies. And she really brought that to this movie. And she kind of goes overboard sometimes, no pun intended. But there were quite a few moments in this movie where I was just racking my brain like, I wish she would just not talk at this moment. I get that she is a character that's completely in a stressed environment, but there have been 1,000 movies with characters in similar types of environments, not necessarily in a shark movie, but they seem to handle the drama in a non-annoying fashion. Really had no problem with Claire Holt, actually. She was fine. Everything was well balanced with her character. But again, Mandy Moore, the big problem for me. Which brings me to my next point. With so much said by these characters, I still think there are some failed character moments. You know, you could have had these two sisters at the bottom of this ocean, and you could have really fleshed out their characters quite a bit, had some nice tender moments, but that just doesn't happen. Instead, it's mostly them freaking out for the most part. And I think when you're dealing with these types of films, you have to have some sort of balance here and there. You know, you have to let your audience kind of take a breath from time to time. And I was gonna actually make this a spoiler review, but you know what? There is a twist in this movie, but it's not even really worth talking about. But I will just say the writers, they do focus on a lot of the technicalities of scuba diving, and that does kind of factor into the twist at the end of the movie. But in the end, guys, I'm gonna give this, and I really pondered over this rating, I'm gonna give it a super, super low humdrum. It almost gets 2 hours lost, but because it's a shark movie and there are some intense moments, I did, enjoy myself. I didn't regret going to the theater. And you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that, the spoiler at the end, because it's really quick. Basically, there's a moment in the movie where the tanks are running out, and then they get these new tanks. But Matthew Modine's character tells them, you're gonna have hallucinations, and that is really what factors into the twist. The twist, of course, is that Lisa was not actually saved. She was hallucinating at the bottom of the ocean, and then she's actually saved again and brought up. And I don't know what's the right way to handle that. I think that you didn't need a twist, really. You know, I think when she came up and then the shark came up and bit her leg, that was satisfying enough. So you didn't really need to go that extra leap. You didn't really need a twist. So anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on 47 Meters Down? Looking forward to hearing them. Also, real quick for my Patreon supporters, I am planning a Patreon exclusive commentary in July. I actually posted some choices on the Patreon page. So if you are a Patreon member of mine, go to the page and you can see all the choices there. And if you're curious about becoming a Drumdums Patreon, check out the Patreon link. Also, be sure to come to Killer Flicks, become a member where we talk horror all day, every day. Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me on social media at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Drumdums. If you like what I'm doing, please click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.